Tonight's episode of Emmerdale sees 4 residents dealing with the fallout after Charity unintentionally revealed that Cain once made a pass at her while Moira was behind bars. With the Dingle family already facing plenty of turmoil, the question remains whether they can put the drama behind them and move on. Elsewhere, Lewis becomes the victim of a frightening attack by a group of criminals near his home, while Kerry finds herself questioning if her relationship with Jai has any real future. Moira opens up to Lydia about the latest problems affecting her relationship with Cain, but she keeps the true cause of their troubles to herself. After spending the night sleeping on Chas's couch at the Woolpack, Cain finally makes his way back home. Despite still feeling wounded by what she recently discovered about his behavior during her time in prison, Moira agrees to listen to his side of the story. Will the pair be able to repair the damage and rebuild their relationship? Feeling guilty about accidentally exposing Cain while drunk, Charity leaves Moira a heartfelt voicemail expressing her remorse. She attempts to minimize what happened and encourages Moira to put the situation behind her. Just as the message is being discussed, Mack catches the end of the conversation and learns part of the secret. Annoyed that more people are becoming aware of the situation, Charity fears the fallout. How will Mack react to the revelation? Cain gets a phone call with an update on his health following his recent face-to-face appointment. Doctors confirm that his cancer has progressed slightly and that he will require radiotherapy once he has recovered from his latest surgery. However, still worried about the possible side effects of treatment, Cain confides in Sarah that he is thinking about refusing radiotherapy altogether and instead living with the condition, as he believes he may still have several years ahead of him. How will Sarah react to his decision, and will Cain choose to share this view with Moira? Jai is finding it hard to move past Archie and Kerry's involvement in the AI scam, especially after discovering they managed to trick Caleb out of £5,000. Archie doesn't help his case when he tries to promote the advantages of AI, receiving a very cold response given the recent events. At the same time, Kerry becomes increasingly anxious that this latest setback could be the final straw for her relationship with Jai. Vinny shocks Lewis by announcing that he has arranged a spontaneous getaway to Madeira, with the flight scheduled for later that same day. The unexpected plan leaves Lewis feeling overwhelmed, and he struggles to cope with the sudden change. Unable to handle the pressure, he ultimately refuses to go and tells Vinny to take the holiday alone and enjoy it without him. Charity Dingle finds herself at her lowest point in upcoming Emmerdale scenes as the burden of 2 devastating secrets becomes too much to bear. A few weeks ago, Charity was sexually assaulted by a doctor who had previously uncovered the truth about baby Layla's real parentage. Before the attack, the doctor had been blackmailing Charity, demanding money in exchange for keeping the secret hidden. The blackmailer wanted an enormous £100,000, forcing Charity into a desperate scramble to raise the cash. To increase the pressure, she warned that if the money was not handed over by the deadline, she would expose the truth at Sarah's birthday celebration. Unable to cope with the stress, Charity turned to alcohol in an attempt to numb her fears. However, instead of backing down, she eventually confronted her tormentor and declared that she was free to reveal the secret if she wanted. Losing her sense of control over the situation, the doctor reacted violently and attacked Charity. In the aftermath, Charity reported the assault to the police and was informed that the suspect would be arrested. Although an arrest was made, the accused was later released due to insufficient evidence and claims that the encounter had been consensual. Shortly afterwards, the doctor left the village to start a new position elsewhere, avoiding any immediate consequences and leaving Charity feeling utterly defeated. Charity is convinced she cannot reveal what happened because doing so would also expose the truth about baby Layla. The pressure of carrying both secrets has taken a severe toll on her mental well-being, and those closest to her have started noticing that something is wrong. Desperate to explain her behavior, Charity falsely tells Sarah and Mackenzie that she is suffering from postnatal depression. The lie only deepens the situation, causing Sarah to blame herself for Charity's emotional decline. In scenes airing next week, Charity reaches breaking point and drives away from the village without telling anyone where she is going. A newly released spoiler clip shows her standing alone beside a lake, visibly distressed, while ignoring repeated phone calls from Mackenzie. Back in the village, her family and friends grow increasingly worried as they try to work out where she has disappeared to. Unable to cope with the uncertainty, Mackenzie contacts the police and asks for help finding her. Later, Charity is startled when an unknown woman suddenly emerges from nearby bushes. Sensing that Charity is struggling, the stranger gently reaches out to comfort her. The reaction is immediate, as Charity spins around and lashes out physically. Rather than becoming angry, the woman responds with surprising compassion, suggesting that Charity's behavior reflects someone who does not want to be touched without consent. The mysterious newcomer reassures Charity that she can be trusted, leaving her close to finally sharing what has happened. However, could confiding in a complete stranger prove to be a dangerous mistake? If Charity reveals everything, there is no guarantee that her secrets will remain protected. Elsewhere, pressure is mounting for another member of the family as Mackenzie turns to Chas for support. With emotions running high and tensions reaching breaking point, the truth may finally be on the verge of coming out. Emmerdale's returning troublemaker is set to bring plenty of drama back to the village, along with a shocking family secret and apparently an impressive lemon drizzle cake recipe. The unpredictable character first arrived on screen last year as Robert Sugden's prison spouse. After faking a serious health condition to secure an early release, he relocated to the village in the hope of continuing his relationship with Robert outside prison walls. Unfortunately for him, Robert had already decided he wanted to reunite with Aaron. At first, Robert kept this hidden because he hoped to benefit from an inheritance after Kev's expected death, but maintaining two relationships quickly became impossible. Heartbroken by the rejection, Kev reacted dramatically by taking Robert, Aaron, and Liam hostage using a sword he had purchased from a pawn shop. Eventually, he accepted that there was no future with Robert and left the village. Remarkably, he avoided any legal consequences, despite holding 3 people captive. He later made a brief comeback towards the end of 2025 during John Sugden's revenge storyline. However, rather than becoming involved in the scheme, Kev chose to warn Aaron about the danger that was approaching. In hindsight, that decision proved sensible, as John's plot against Robert ultimately resulted in the devastating Corriedale crash. Away from the Robron drama, Kev also uncovered a life-changing truth. Lewis Barton is actually his biological son. Lewis remains completely unaware of this revelation, but with Kev heading back to the village, the chances of the secret being exposed appear greater than ever. Speaking about the possibility of Kev becoming a father figure if the truth comes out, actor Chris Coggle suggested that his character would genuinely want to make up for past mistakes. He explained that Kev would care deeply because he experienced a difficult childhood himself. As a result, he would likely try to give Lewis the support he never received growing up and correct some of the failings from his own past. However, the actor admitted that parenting would not come naturally to Kev, given his chaotic personality and history of poor decisions. Meanwhile, viewers have already seen Lewis face a terrifying ordeal after being abducted by masked men. Emmerdale is broadcast every weekday evening at 8 p.m. on ITV1, while episodes are also available to watch on ITVX